Oh, welcome, folks, to Out to the Opinion Sports Edition. This time around, we are going to cover some stupid news that I saw about the Winter Olympics, and a little bit of the Summer Olympics because I am a huge fan of the Olympics and I want to talk about it. And I want to talk about how stupid some people are and some of the things they come up with. And yeah, because we are wokeness and these crazy people just gonna fucking ruin everything. So over to Outkick, there's a push to move some Summer Olympic sports to the Winter Olympics, and it's a dumb idea. I agree. The Winter Olympics are getting underway in Italy next week, but it turns out there's a movement to try and change the Olympic Charter's definition of what makes a winter sport a winter sport. According to the Associated Press, Article 6.2 of the Olympic Charter says that only those sports which are practiced on snow or ice are considered as winter sports. Well, no shit. If I was to ever think of winter sport of anything, it'd have to be because, I don't know, it's snow involved or ice involved. That's it. That's what makes it a winter sport. Someone ever said to me, oh, name a winter sport. I'm not going to say track and field. It's an indoor sport because it's an Olympic version of it, but I'm not going to say it. I ain't going to say skiing, snowboarding, ice hockey, ice skating, bobsledding, skeleton, things along those lines. But yes, yeah, throwing the shot put or the discus is not going to be on the top tip of my tongue. So it seems pretty simple. If your game is on the snow or ice, then you come to the Winter Olympics. Anything else you see is in the summer. Summer Olympics is extremely saturated with dumb shit, I will say. I don't think certain sports belong in there. I think it should be cut down dramatically anyway. So if there needs any changes, it should be there. There should not be breakdancing or skateboarding or things along those lines. Those are their own versions of sports, and they get their own versions of greatness and competition worldwide. Um, but anyway, that's another conversation for another year. Anyway, um, so the new IOC president, Kirsty Coventry, started something called Fit for the Future, which will, among other things, consider the suggestion that traditional summer or winter sports could cross over. Why? Why? Why do you say? Well, there was an article a couple weeks ago from the AP that also mentioned, I wish I brought it up, that there's not enough diversity in the Winter Olympics. And, oh, hold on. Two sports mentioned as potential candidates for moving to the Winter Olympics are cross country running and cyclocross. I still don't know what cyclocross is. Why those? Apparently, it's because they're muddy. Mm-hmm. Plus, according to the AP, I think this is referencing the article I read last week, former Olympian Sebastian Coe is pushing for cross country to to move to what? Move to seriously cross country to move to because I think they used the wrong. Anyway, because cross country running is largely about putting African athletes on the center stage with a rare chance to win a medal at the Winter Olympics, which is typically lack diversity. There is a reason why there are not dark skinned people in the Winter Olympics that often, unless they grew up in a winter country, a country with winter. There are parts of the United States that don't have winter sports, let alone parts of the world that don't have winter sports. All right. If you have darker skin, you are most likely from a country that has a lot of sun in very little winter, never let alone snow or ice on a frequent basis. My house, my state, my neighborhood is right now frozen over, and I'm not even part of the coldest areas of the country, in the country. So, yes, and there's also parts, okay, so Florida's getting a little bit of cold spell. I get it, in some snow, but you know what? They don't have mountains to ski on, or ice rinks, or ponds, or anything else to skate on, or anything along those lines. Okay? There's a reason why, again, certain types of people are not in the Winter Olympics. Okay, the Jamaican bobsled team figured out how to take a warm country and get them to compete at the Winter Olympics. They figured it out. So why can't these countries figure it out? No, we got to sit there and take their sports that they're best at and move them into to another totally different category just because they're good at it. So they can it doesn't make any sense. Second of all, could you imagine that this is probably what it would look like if they were running in there? Oops, is this now? Do you think people who are used to running in more decent weather, in the coldest they probably run is 40 degrees, running marathons through the street? Do you think that this is weather that they're used to running in? This is gear that they're used to running in? This is conditions in the coldness that they're used to running in? Probably not. So they'd still have to train to do this, and to be the best, they have to train in situations more frequently than not to do this. I mean, yes. So what you do, if you want to train and you want to do something, you move that country or you go train in that country. So what do you want to do? If you're going to sit there and you want to compete, find a sport that you want to compete in, go find a place and train in it, because either way, you're not going to be in Ethiopia running in these conditions. Sorry. It's stupid and it makes no sense. And they got to stop with this whole fairness thing, because we can always go back and forth about the fairness of how many Asians you see in things, can't we? Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So again, wokeness and stupidity conquer all when it comes to headlines. If we try to make this a reality, it's stupid. It should get rid of this IOC president who is trying to cross over sports. They really should. Put ping pong in the Olympics. Just make it in a freezer. We could find fun ways to change up the sport, to make it more winterish if they'd like. It's absolutely ridiculous and dumb. Also, on top of this, while we're on stupidity and wokeness, USA Today. This is a few headlines, by the way. Olympics hospitality space, Ice House, renamed Winter House after ICE protest. This is real, folks. 3 U.S. Olympic winter sport national governing bodies have changed the name of their Milan hospitality space over concerns about ICE protests in Italy during the Olympics. A person with direct knowledge of the situation told USA Today, under anonymity, the U.S. figure skating, USA hockey, and U.S. speed skating decided to change the name of the Ice House to the Winter House because people are queers. They're stupid, they're dumb, they're retarded, they just can't let things go, and they know that, and that's just, it's as ridiculous can be, that they're going to sit there and they're going to do such a thing. To me, personally, stop giving in to stupidity. That's exactly what they're doing. They're saying someone said something stupid, and we're going to give into it because a small single-digit percentage of something is going to sit there and ruin it for everybody. It's absolutely dumb. And I just don't understand why this world keeps giving in to stupidity. Okay? Does Ice House beer still exist? I don't drink anymore, so I don't even know if Ice House beer. Are they getting flack too? Like, stop it. Let's read the rest of this. Our hospitality concept was designed to be private space free of distractions, where athletes, their families, and friends can come together to celebrate the unique experience of the Winter Olympics. And it's wonderful, and it should be that way. This name captures that vision and connects to the season and events. It does. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic committees usually host athletes and sponsors at USA House during the games. However, with the far-flung venues of the 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics, that wasn't possible at these games. So the 3 sports headquartered in Milan, all played or performed on ice, decided to put together their own hospitality venue. And God forbid that the ice skating competitors called the place the Ice House. Over the weekend, the protest over the presence of ICE agents at the Olympics drew hundreds in Milan. I wouldn't doubt that the people who are protesting this shit actually think that the ICE agents are in the Ice House. Like they're just hanging out. Like it's their own personal traveling hotel. Like, could you imagine? Like, I could see that. Could you see a bunch of blue-haired, nose-ringed people sitting there, the European versions out there protesting, thinking that ICE is actually staying there like it's the Hilton? I mean, I could see it. I could see it because people are that stupid. And it's ridiculous, and I'm tired of it. I think a lot of places and companies are catching on to the ridiculousness of wokeness and how disturbing it is. First of all, it is mentally disturbing how messed up people get over dumb shit that doesn't even matter. Now the word ICE is going to haunt people in this country or around the world or in the Western nations. I mean, this is stupid. I mean, we put ice on it. They're not going to sell it. No one's going to have a cold drink anymore because it's ice. I mean, stop it. Stop with the stupidity, people. It's a headache for everybody. Nobody cares except you and your little circle of misfit idiots and normal people who just want to live life and grew up in a world where people made fun of people because it was funny and that was it, and no one got offended by shit because they weren't a bunch of pussies. That's it. Stop being a bunch of pussies and get the fuck over it. The world isn't fair. When it comes to sports, if you're the best, you're going to do the best, and you're going to do as good as you train to do. It's as simple as that. So if a white person is better than a black person, it's because they're better than the black person. The clock or the scoreboard said so. If an Asian person is better than a Puerto Rican person, it's for the same fucking reason. If a bunch of black people are better than a bunch of white people, it's because they are more athletic and they're better at that sport or events because they trained harder or they have better natural ability that put them that way, whatever. They're just better, and the clock says so. So cut the shit. If you can't play ice hockey at the Winter Olympics because you don't have an ice skating rink in your continent or your country, then that's too bad. Go someplace that does. Take all 20 people and go find a place to play ice hockey and train. So that way you can play in the Winter Olympics. I don't know what to tell you. That's just the way it is. Like, enough. Just enough. The world is not set up so that we're all the fucking same. Every country is different. Every continent is different. Every person should be different. And that's just the way the world fucking works, dude. It's never going to be the same. Ever. It's not about fairness, okay? We go on vacations places because usually because we're going to places that aren't like where we are. Is that fair? Should I be able to drive down the street to take a left and go to a tropical 100-degree weather right now? No. Should I go right and go and hit a snowbank and go sledding? No. It should be the same, whatever. I should have to travel different places. It should not be like that. I should not have the expectation that my bubble is all encompassing of everything perfect in this world and how I want it. It's not how it works, and it's how nothing should work. So cut the shit. Same thing with the NFL and the NBA and all these sports who get involved in this crap, these stupid messages. Tell me, has any of these messages that said end racism, has it worked? Has it ended yet? Has racism ended yet? Because the NFL decided to put it in the end zone? Seriously, cut the crap. No one gives a fuck. We sit there, we go to this is why the problems with movies is because it's supposed to be an escape from all this crap. Same thing with sports. So cut it out, people, especially on a world scale. So anyway, folks, that's my rant on the Winter Olympics and the stupidity that goes along with it. But hopefully I'll be reporting some other fun stuff and interesting stories and stories of triumph in the Winter Olympics coming the next week or so. How long is it? 2 weeks? Anyway, so it'll be great. I love talking about that stuff. But we will have our Super Bowl picks for the weekend. You can probably tell my hat who I'm rooting for if you don't know already. So anyway, till next time, folks. Oh, I don't even have a saying for this because everything has to do with betting. Take care. Like, subscribe, comments, complain. I don't give a shit. Talk to you later. See ya.